Hey everyone, and welcome to the Colossalcon2018 retrospective with Valiant Bradley James. Basically this is just another unofficial video talking about my experience at the con because, well, I'd like to remember this stuff in some years, in case memory fades and all that stuff. So, yeah. So, Colossalcon 2018. First off, in general, as always, it was a pleasant con for me. It's one of these big summer cons because it takes place at the Kalahari Resorts currently in Sandusky, Ohio, where they have the water park attached to the hotel. It's just awesome because I've been in the water park at least once or twice. Not usually at OhioCon, but maybe sometime. If I ever go on vacation, I will totally go there and I will enjoy it. But that is not now. But yeah, basically for this year, just going over the day by day, some of the cool stuff I saw, some of the cool stuff I bought, and sharing some pictures at the end, hopefully. So this year I brought the second Doctor of Doctor Who, Patrick Troughton, which is partially what this outfit is based on. Hence the reason I'm wearing suspenders now. Also, really quick, let me know your thoughts on how I look in this outfit. I'm kind of okay with it. I'd like to tighten it up with a belt so the shirt stays tucked, but I'm fine with it. I brought the Soul King Brook, one of my standard One Piece cosplays, and Brock of Pokemon because again, it's a standard Pokemon cosplay, as well as my Geodude. But yeah, this year as usual, I got I'd say relationship build with a few of my friends because I don't always get to see everybody until I get to the con season. So OhioCon, Colossalcon, sometimes I'm at SurreyCon. And yeah, so I think I've established all of the important base stuff. So let's move on to the next part of the video with the day-by-day breakdown. Alright everyone, so first off, my adventure started on Thursday, which was the 1st, I believe. I forget. I'm not going to go into the dates for every day, but anyway, Thursday I arrived. And first off, I want to give a quick shout out to my friends who let me know, hey Brad, in case you weren't aware, we have the room from Thursday to Sunday. And right off the bat, I want to thank you guys for that because that is very convenient information to have. Because one of the big shoots that I planned on going to was the One Piece shoot on Friday morning at like 12:30. Now, for long distance cons, you can imagine, some traffic and other issues may cause you to be late to the con, later to the con than you expected. But with, hey, I'm already there on Thursday, I wake up, I get a shower, and I get down to the convention center. Poof! I don't have to make for me, it's about just under 2-hour drive. And yeah, that was really convenient, and I appreciate you guys for having that, and also sharing that information with me, so that I knew that, because that helps a lot, honestly. Thank you very much. But anyway, I got to the convention center probably a bit after 6, because I had work that morning, and then I had to get home, and I had to take care of a few last-minute things, and then I had to rush out the door. And so I got there probably about 5:36-ish, and I got to check out one of the cool new things they had this year. What they dubbed as the new dealer's room. I don't officially know what that means. Like, it could be like, oh hey, you're like a smaller dealer and you want to sell your stuff and here's the place for it. Or it could be like, hey, we're trying to have like a small dealer's room thing to tide people over until we get to the big dealer's room on Friday. I don't know, but I really appreciated it. Basically this was a Thursday, Friday kind of thing. And, I went in there with my buddies, with my buddy Jeff, because I ran into him, like, magically. Like, trust me, at conventions, you're not always going to run into people unless you plan something. Like, oh, hey, we're going to meet at the, this panel, or we're going to meet at the, this shoot. Like, this was just, I'm going to call it serendipity. But, we met up. I saw on Facebook my buddy Tom, I'm going to say D, because I don't know how to say his last name. But he shared a status, like, oh, my friend's, in the new vendors area doing Pokemon sketches. You as a Pokemon. So if you want, come down, check it out. And, well, I did. And here's the picture right now. And then I'll just quickly add in like another picture of the picture by itself. So poof. And I'll just quickly add in like another picture of the picture by itself. So poof. That is me as a Blaziken. You know, it's got the crazy brown hair. I honestly just got mine cut like within the last few hours. He's wearing you know, green like camo pants because that is actually what I was wearing when I showed up at the con. You know, like a black belt. And the little like wrist accessory fluff here was my suggestion because I like the color scheme of red and black. And well, the main body of the Blaziken is red. And so I decided, hey, can I have that? Because that'd be cool, because I like the color scheme. And the artist was cool and willing to do that. And really quick, if you are interested in getting a commission like that, you want to know the price point for what that was at the con? I'm not sure if it's going to be much different outside of con, but the price point at con was one just plain black and white sketch. So essentially this, just take away the color, and $3. $3 for a color sketch. Like, that's very cool. It's very awesome. I plan on hanging this up somewhere cool in my room. And yeah. And so I got that. And my buddy Jeff, who I was hanging out with, got, he got Dragonite, the final evolution of Dragonair, with the purple hair, because he dyed his hair purple. Like my buddy Matt, who dyed his hair pink. I think the reason was just because, but I don't know. But that was cool. That was awesome, and also really quick, I paid for Jeff's picture. You know, I mean, apparently didn't have the 3 like singles on hand, and well, that ties into, it's either Friday or Saturday, I forget. But anyway, did that. Then as I'm waiting there for my picture, my buddy Ryan, who I'd been talking to, showed up, and he was like, "Oh man, Brad, I got this cool, like, I'm going to call it collage letter. It might be something different, but basically, you know, here's a quick picture. You know, front, back, by a vendor, by one of the new vendors, who got the idea from, I believe it was her daughter's graduation, you know, recently. Like, basically, she took the, you know, numbers 2018, 2018, or whatever year it was. Sorry, I forgot the details, Heather. I really do feel bad about that. But, she took that and basically she just made a collage on each number for, like, you know, things that she really liked. The numbers weren't there for me to see, so I can't just rattle stuff off, but, like, that's the same idea as here. So, like, you know, here we have Futurama with the letter F. They also had Supernatural with S, Pokemon with P, etc. But I guess Heather also does some stuff on, I believe it's Etsy? Oh, they're called Fandom Letters, actually. Duh! I'm an idiot. Actually, I'll show you the picture, and then I'll, like, put the picture also really quick. And then I'll put the, like, important contact information, like, below, so you guys can see that. But, the letters were, I believe, at con, $20. But, like, I'm seeing here on the bottom of the page, the letters are $25 each, or 2 letters for $40. So, that's a pretty cool thing. And also, really quick, I may or may not have this correctly, but oddly enough, my friend Heather, who does this, is another friend of mine that is a new friend of mine, in that she is commonly the person who cosplays the Weeping Angel in the hallways of Colossalcon. Because she was there last year, I met her as the first Doctor. And I came back again as, I'm going to say quote-unquote Patrick Troughton, because I didn't have a bowl cut, but I had the outfit, I would say. And, yeah. After that, there wasn't much left for me to do Thursday evening because I was tired because I'd worked at 5 a.m. Yes, 5 a.m. Got home, changed, went to the con, and then got a good sleep so I could be ready for Friday. And, well, let's talk about that. Okay, so Friday, the day that the con usually officially begins for me. Well, the first major event of the day was going to the convention center, because the One Piece shoot was at noon. I got there a bit early with my buddy Ryan and his sister Corey, but unfortunately we had to wait outside because one of us forgot our convention badges. And so we had to wait for... That noise will make sense in a minute. And we had to wait for one of our buddies to bring the convention badges down. I'm not naming names on who forgot their badge, but I swear it wasn't me. I'm not kidding. Believe that if you will. I know the true story, and Ryan knows the true story, but you know, we're not here to embarrass people, okay? You know, no judgment. Hashtag no judgment zone. And that's going to be relevant later when I get to the end of the day. But anyway, so we had to wait outside for... Well, we decided to wait outside for a little bit for Jordan to show up. Well, Jordan or our other roommate, Dan, to show up with the badge for the person who forgot their badge. Again, not naming names. And I saw that there was Pokemon... Crap. There was a Super Mario Brothers shoot going on. And I was like, you know what? I'm curious to check this thing out. So I'm going to go get some pictures. And I did. And unfortunately, at some point during the Super Mario Brothers shoot, it started to rain. Which, you know, being outside, like very outside, it wasn't that great. But luckily, we were smart enough to move the pictures from... Basically, it's like off to the side of the convention center where there's like a giant elephant, like mural, whatever thingy, on the outside of the building, to the awning over by one of the convention center entrances. Basically in that big, like, turnaround, whatever, that they usually block off from cars and stuff so that people can, you know, come and go as they please without having to worry about cars. If you've been to the convention center, you might get what I'm saying. But anyway. So, yeah, that was the first major event. Eventually One Piece came up. Got some good pictures there. Did my Soul King for that. Soul King Brook, who is a One Piece character. Basically the New World version of the character Brook. The tall skeleton with the afro. For those who are unfamiliar with the series, that's the best description you're going to get. But, yeah. And then eventually I met up with Jeff, and I got this big cup. Which, at the time, held a landslide. Which is, I'm going to call that an adult drink. I don't know all the stuff that goes into it, but it was tasty, and you could certainly taste some of the adult beverage in that. If you don't get what I'm saying, you're probably a bit too young. Also, I'm hoping I don't have kids who see this one day and go, wow, you know, you really drank a lot, didn't you? Whatever. But anyway, so I got this drink. It was very good, very tasty. I know it had chocolate syrup in it. Again, mudslide. Just saying. After that, you know, just wandered around a lot. Eventually saw the Kaz Ha concert, because I'd seen it the year previously with John and Kevin, and I enjoyed it. And I was like, hey, I've got time to kill, so I'll check out the concert again. And if you don't know Kaz Ha, and yes, that is, I think, how you say it. That's at least how it's spelled. And the lead singer stressed that is how you spell it. You know, K-A-Z-H-A, for those who don't know. They are a band from Japan. You know, they do have their own original music, and then they've done some covers of Western music. The two songs that specifically come to mind are Journey, Don't Stop Believing, as well as Guns N' Roses, I believe. Sweet Child of Mine. Again, they did very excellent. I enjoyed the show again this year. Let's see, I also saw some of Professor Shy Guy. I also enjoyed his show. I don't know how to categorize his music besides, I guess, and I may be inaccurate in saying this, but basically it sounds like music you might hear in a video game, basically, is what I'm going to leave it at. Because I don't want to say it wrong and then get all the Professor Shy Guy fans angry at me. Please like me. Please like my channel. Please subscribe. Trying to break 60 subs this year. But, yeah. And then after that, I'm not sure what else I did really until the later evening. Again, we're getting more into adult territory. So, you might want to send the kiddies away for this one. But, about midnight, I remember going to see the burlesque show with, the Pixel Vixens. I'd seen the show, it was either last year or the year before, and I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it again this year. And for the record, no, it's not just because, I'm single and pretty ladies up on stage dancing. No, it's enjoyable to me because, they have some good music and they have some high energy performance dancing in that. And just name off a couple of, cool characters that they had this year that I actually know of. They had the Totes from Doctor Who. I'm not kidding. Male Vaporeon. That recipe guy from Final Fantasy 15. See, I don't know the names. And also the hostesses for the event this year were Bulma and Android 18, and they just had some good comedy back and forth stuff, while the performers got changed for the next performance. And I really liked it. And also I thought, they were both very attractive ladies, just saying. See, I'm not totally being dishonest with you guys. But for real, I enjoyed it because, not just because, it's pretty ladies, dancing and stuff like that. No, it's high energy stuff. So, don't judge me. See? Don't judge me. Comes back into play. And also, I'm going to ask you to remember that for Saturday evening because I have some more stuff that I don't want you to judge me for. But, after that, I finally got back to my hotel room, slept, and, well, we're moving on to Saturday now, aren't we? So, next up, Saturday. Okay, so moving on to Saturday. Well, today started off with the Pokemon shoot for me, with my Brock and Geodude. And my Geodude is not with me currently, but if you've seen him before, you probably know him. But, yeah. After that, I also went to the DC Comics shoot. Basically because I dabble in DC Comics, but also, I know a guy who's like, oh my god, I like DC Comics. And this Batman guy, if you've ever heard of him, he's pretty cool, I hear. So I was like, I'll be nice, I'll get some pictures for him, because I don't have anything in my schedule going on. And so I went, and I got some good pictures, and I ran into my buddy Dan. You may know him because he works staff at Colossalcon. And also you may know some of his interesting costumes, like the Pikachu Kigurumi, where he captures humans, because, and I'm honestly saying this, that is clever and funny. He also does, he also does Pineapple, the psychotic clown. He's done King Hippo from, Punch-Out, duh. And finally, this time when I met him, he was Roadhog from Overwatch. And I mean, dude, he's dedicated. Like, he had a very good costume. I think I have a picture of it. Hey, Dan, I'm going to throw your picture in my video, and hopefully you're not going to get mad at me for that, but poof. I hope I have it. If there was nothing after the poof, I didn't have the picture. Though I should have. But, yeah. So saw him, hung out with him, hung out with Jeff a bit, again, also. And I mean, basically, hanging out is just, like I said before, getting to, just hang out with people I don't get to see as often. Like Dan, I usually only see at, cons, usually Colossalcon. I don't know if he goes to OhioCon or the other cons that I go to, which are very few and far between. And Jeff is one of my more local anime buddies in that he's part of the anime club up at Lakeland, and I sometimes show up there, hang out, and for some of the movie days, I sometimes bring in snacks and stuff. Basically just the big thing of chips for people to share because I'm nice like that. Hashtag humble brag. But I haven't been up there as much recently because of, work and just being tired on Mondays, and yeah, so that was like a lot of my Saturday. It was basically, you know, hanging out with them, going to some different panels, you know, having, I'd say relationship building, you know, or if you want to dumb it down a bit, you know, broing out. Because, I mean, you know, these are cool guys that I don't get to see as often. And, you know, Jeff and I don't think we talked as much, like, deep personal stuff on my end. But, you know, Dan, you know, I got to see a bit more of your world. You know, your work in Photoshop, and I got to tell you a bit more about, you know, myself. And that was cool. I'm not saying, like, oh, we got to keep all my secrets, because there's nothing major there. But, you know, I have more respect, you know, for you as a human being. And I had a lot of respect for you before, just to be clear. You know, you're a cool guy. You keep your calm. You know, you're very responsible. If I had a convention, I would totally be like, hey, Dan, do you want to be security for this? Because you know what you're doing. And then, one of the, again, getting toward, like, pretty much the tail end of Saturday evening, I went to another burlesque-themed panel. Don't judge me. But, basically, this was Show Us Your Pokeballs, an introduction to burlesque. Now, again, really quick, you know, burlesque isn't a terrible thing, honestly. It is not a terrible thing, really quick. I just want to say that. You know, it is, you know, just another form of performance. Granted, you know, by the end of the performance, you're probably wearing a bit less clothing, but hey, no judgment. Basically, you know, the idea of the panel was, you know, Show Us Your Pokeballs, which is a comedy troupe from, I believe it was Chicago, if I recall. You know, just talked a bit about, you know, some of the behind-the-scenes stuff you may not think about, and also, you know, got the audience involved by, like, hey, let's practice some moves, like, you know, hip toss, or, you know, hair flip, or just other, like, sexy moves, because, hey, it's a fun thing, and, they also gave some advice that, you know, I might actually take. In that, you know, they suggested, you know, burlesque is a very fun, very positive thing because, you know, for all shapes and sizes. So, like, tall guy like me, or short girl, or somewhere in the middle, you can be whatever, you can perform, and honestly, going into Sunday, and actually, really quick, I have to backtrack into Saturday some more because I forgot one more important thing. You remember Heather, the, you know, Fandom Letters creator? Well, if I've got my information correct, she's actually, I did talk about this. She's my Weeping Angel friend, and that's cool that I bought stuff from her on Thursday, and then I met up with her again on Saturday, and now we're friends on Facebook because I was like, hey, now that I know your name, I'm gonna friend you on Facebook so that I know you. And I'm not doing this to fill time on Sunday because I didn't do a whole lot. Because, okay, that is actually the reason, but shush. Don't judge me. Sunday, and, sorry, I'm buttoning because I have to show something. But, Sunday, there wasn't very much for me. You know, I went up to the convention center, I checked out the Otaku flea market. I hit the dealer's room in the artist alley one more time, and I got a few pictures. Okay, so Sunday, I went back into artist alley, and I, you know, finally got some stuff, because one of the things I've been trying to do at every con that I go to is at least, you know, buy one or two things from a few different artists or vendors, you know, in the artist alley, dealer's room, to help kind of spur business. And so I got 3 prints from one of the tables. Totally blanking on the name, and I don't see a signature on here. But if I do have that information, I will totally put that in the link in the description. Do not worry about that. But I got a Luigi's Mansion, because I've done Luigi before. And really quick, I want to stress they had a, you know, buy 2 get 1 free special. So I'm not a bad guy in, you know, the 3 that I picked, because I mean, like, you know, I was already buying 2, and I was like, well, I need a third, and, well, you know what, I'll hold off. I got, Danny Sexbang from Ninja Sex Party, again, because I've done the cosplay before and I really liked him. And this is the one I don't want you to judge me on, because, yeah, but, I got Bunny Suit Bulma. I mean, you know, like I'd said, they had a buy two get one free special thing, and you know, I was already buying the two. Clearly, the Luigi and that other guy and Bulma was like, well, I'm getting a free one. I might as well get something, and you know, it just spoke to me. So, you know, Danny and the other guy, those were my two that I bought, and then the free one was Bulma, because, you know, I mean, if I'm getting a free one, I might as well get it, you know. Don't judge me. And then other than that, there's one more thing that I have to show that I'm going to do just a picture of, but you can probably kind of see, kind of on my chest, I have a cool little dragon scale necklace. If I recall, it was, I think, 40? I forget, but it's red and black, and it goes with my aesthetic, and I bought it because I liked it. And, yeah, and I'm probably going to be wearing it a bit more often, so keep an eye out for it. Or if you're a clinky, clink, 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 I don't know if that's going to pick up. It's because I'm wearing that necklace. Whew. I'm almost done. I just have to do highlights. I'm trying to do this fast. And then finally, just the highlights for the convention. You know, like I said before, I got to meet up with and hang out with some more of my buddies. I got some good pictures. The shoots that, basically, I did like 5 shoots and then a bunch of floor shots. I did Super Mario Brothers, I did One Piece, I did Doctor Who, I did Pokemon, God, DC Comics, that was the 5th one. I'll put that all on the list just so you guys can see, or maybe on my other side if I have room, just so you can see, oh hey, those are the pictures that I have, because I will put my Facebook down below, my actual Facebook. So if you're like, hey, I'm curious to see like what pictures Brad got. And then also I just got some random floor shots. Basically the total number of pictures was 210. And yeah. So there's that. Other highlights for the convention that I want to take note of and applaud the convention for include the tote storage system. Basically, my friend Mike worked this area known as the tote storage area. It probably has a better name. I don't know it. Don't judge me. But, basically it was, you know, you come over, you say, hey, I would like to store some items. And they were like, okay, you know, we will store them in these large plastic totes. The things that, you know, your mom probably loves because, hey, I can put my stuff in here and I can see what's in here and it's great. I know that because my mom loves totes, and I don't blame her because they are handy. And if you don't like them, why? They're great. Like, use them. Listen to your mom for once. Moms everywhere, you're welcome. But, oh my god, this is just getting crazy. But, the thing was, you know, it's $5 per day, or you can spend $15 and you can take the plastic tote home with you at the end of the weekend. And these were good sized things. Like, you could definitely store a fair amount of stuff in there. And I felt like this was handy for sure for Colossalcon at the very least. Because, as I said before, Colossalcon takes place at the Kalahari. The Kalahari, well, that place just attracts a lot of people because it's a summertime convention. There's, you know, the water park, and there's just so much fun stuff going on. But unfortunately, the Kalahari only has a finite number of rooms. And I may not be accurate in this statement, but I think the convention staff try and block off like X number of rooms for the staff that they have so that they know, oh hey, we have like however many people here at the convention center in case we have a little emergency. We have to call in like Dan or Anna or Michael or Steven. I'm rattling off names. I don't know if they're people or not. Except for Dan. Dan I know. We talked about Dan. He's good. Remember Dan. Trust Dan. Except when he's Pikachu or Pineapple. Trust me. don't. Sorry. But anyway, so people come from other hotels to Convention Center. Like, I came from the Comfort Inn. There's the Great Wolf Lodge, which also has a water park. But it's a bit smaller, but hey, whatever, it's fine. It's a great place. I've been there before. If you want to go there on a vacation and you want something a bit smaller, more private, that's a good place to go. Sandusky, travel agent, Valiant Brad. Sorry. But basically, you know, if you're coming from Great Wolf or Comfort Inn or somewhere else to Kalahari, and you have different costumes because you're in, let's say, 5 to 6 shoots, like I usually do, then you have to store your cosplay stuff somewhere. You know, for me, it's just worked out, okay, I'm going to keep it in the trunk of my car, and then I'm going to go back to my car between shoots, and I'm going to change into this costume and that costume, da-da-da-da-da, and that system may not work for everyone, because, as I'm sure you've figured out at this point, I have a little less modesty than some people now. So I can change from Doctor Who to Brock, you know, behind my car, and if somebody walks by and sees me in my my boxers, I'm not going to complain, but somebody else might take issue with that. And one of the big reasons for that is because there is so, like, parking has become something of a concern, in my opinion, because, you know, usually the lot's full, so by the time, you know, like, 2 o'clock or so rolls around, you have to park on the very front lawn by the sign, and if it gets wet and rainy, your car might get stuck. It didn't happen to me. I don't know if it happened to anyone, but just saying, it's a concern that I have. And walking all the way out to the front of the hotel and then coming back and changing and then going back to your car to drop off your stuff seems inconvenient. However, with the new tote system, oh hey, yo, I'd like to, you know, put my stuff in a tote thingy for today. You know, so, oh crap, I gotta change from Doctor Who to Brooke because, you know, the shoot's like 20, 30 minutes after after one shoot gets done. I forgot which example was which in this. And so I applaud Colossalcon. It took me a minute for that idea, because that is really clever and it really works. And I mean, it also works for the idea of, oh no, I bought all this stuff in the dealer's room, but I don't want to walk to my car and put it back because I'm not at the Kalahari because it was already booked up because it's such a popular con. Sorry. And again, it's a really good idea for multiple reasons. So definitely, Colossalcon staff, if you see this, the tote storage system, even though I personally did not use it, I see the value in that system. Please keep that in place for next year. A lot of people love you and probably give you hugs and stuff and high fives. I'll give you a high five if you want. Like, I'll high five everybody, you know, who isn't a jerk. If you're a jerk, no high five. Sorry. There's a lot to cover. But I think I've done it all. You know, I had a good convention. I got to bond some more with some friends that I don't get to see as often. And, you know, I plan on going back next year. And also, personal note for future Brad, please remember this. Throw together some more summery cosplays, because some of your stuff is really freaking warm and it's not pleasant going and, you know, wearing all the stuff and whatever. But also, bear in mind, wear some sunscreen, future Brad. Like, you got kind of lucky this year. Like, your arm's not too pink. This is Wednesday after the con, so your burns have kind of subsided. But trust me, it could have been a lot worse for you. So wear sunscreen. Wear sunscreen, please. Unless you're already tan. No, screw it. Just wear sunscreen. I don't care how tan you are. You might burn if you're out in the sun for like a million hours. I was out for like 4 or 5-ish, maybe, I forget. But also, stay hydrated. Drinking water is important because it will keep you hydrated, it won't give you kidney stones, and you won't die of like heat exhaustion, because heat exhaustion is seriously a bad thing. Just saying. Yeah, to collect myself, see if there's any more notes. No, I don't think so. So, in conclusion, Colossalcon2018. It was an enjoyable convention. I plan on going back next year. I'll see some of you guys there. if you are interested in checking out what I have, picture-wise, I will put the link to my album below. I will also put the links, if I can find, for the artist in Artist Alley. Did these wonderful prints. Heather's Fandom Letters, because I actually have that. As well as, I'm totally blanking on her name right now, but the wonderful person who drew the You as a Pokemon portraits. And like, for real, her, like, I really want to shout out because she's getting married. So, you know, that'd be a nice little, hey, because you're getting married not long after the con, here's some extra money, and I get pretty art. Everybody wins. And also, you know, big drinks are cool. So if you're an adult and you want to get a big drink, they have those. And if you do not drink alcohol, they actually had a list of some like non-alcoholic stuff. Like I think one was Sailor Moon and Pikachu, and it just sounded adorable. But I don't have a drink list. But maybe if I find one, I'll put that like poof here. If I don't, nothing's gonna happen. Okay. That's it. We're done. I'm Valiant Bradley James, the character investigator, the cosplay enthusiast, and the guy who's apparently very long-winded when it comes to talking about conventions. And this was Colossalcon2018 retrospective. Anime conventions. They're fun. They're something. I'm trying to come up with a closing line now, and I have nothing. Conventions. They're a good place to meet up with your friends, other fans, and to get some cool stuff. And apparently Bulma in a bunny costume. Don't judge me. Don't do it. No. Please don't. Look, it's Luigi. See, I'm nice and wholesome. I'm good. I'm not a bad guy. Right. Peace. And thank you for watching, everyone. You know, links for my Facebook, my Twitter, my all that stuff are going to be at the end of this video. So if you want to check that stuff out, please do. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more character investigations, cosplay enthusiast stuff, and more convention talk. Coming up in the near future is going to be my cosplay crafts videos for remaking the Soul King stuff that I lost a year ago because bad stuff happened. I'm almost done with Flower Pants. I gotta do guitar and I gotta do crown. But that is coming soon, so stay tuned for that. And again, until next time, peace out.